Hey guys, Julian here with another Anime Aside video for you today. And I have been avoiding this topic since the start of this channel, just because of how controversial this topic is. But today, I felt I am finally ready to tackle this topic. The ongoing debate in anime, sub versus dub. Now I know what you're thinking, this aside is going to be such a hot topic, so before I get into what my opinions are on either side, I wanted to list out what some points are under each topic. So let's start with subbed, shall we? It has everything the Japanese version does, with the exception of subtitles being in English. There are no alterations to the actual animation. It is exactly how the Japanese audience has seen it. All animes have subtitles, though some animes have it because of through illegal means, meaning they're on anime streaming sites or for download and stuff that aren't going through actual streaming means. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some animes that are on streaming platforms like Netflix, Funimation, Crunchyroll that do have subtitles, and those are through legal means. But there are some streaming sites, you guys know what I'm talking about, that carry those animes. And sometimes they're not actually done by official writers, they're done by fans. So the translations are also kind of up in the air. Alright, so now let's look at dub. It is the Japanese version translated to English using English voice acting and in some cases edits to the animation and music. Some dubs even alter the anime's story by cutting out some details that are not seen as acceptable in American society. Now, I do want to say I don't think that is done as much anymore. I think now when they do dubs, it's exactly as the animation was in Japan. I know 4Kids was notoriously known for doing that, altering animations and whatnot, but I think in today's society we don't see that as much, but that's an opinion, my bad, sorry. Let's stick back with some facts now, shall we? Now, also under dub, we have viewers have a harder time sometimes reading fast enough or keeping their attention on reading the subtitles and or would rather have a dub over it out of convenience. As well, there's a case that sometimes there are bad voice actings plaguing some entire series, as well as music not actually matching up with dialogue as it would in the original Japanese versions. As well, not all animes actually have a dub. Alright, so now that we've looked at both of these points, and both topics and their individual points, let's actually take a look on now what my opinion is. Now, I do agree with what everything subbed has basically said, right? It is exactly as the Japanese audience has seen it, and it's going to be probably, if you really want that authentic experience, yeah, you'll get it, basically. But I mean, the fact that it has English subtitles means you're also kind of missing an entire component there, right? The authentic experience will be able to understand it in your local language and experience it like a Japanese person would, because they're experiencing it in their local language. They don't have to read, right? To me, I find that sometimes it's annoying, right? Because you're watching just how fast the dialogue is appearing up on the screen, so you gotta quickly read it. There are times I miss things that are happening on screen, and I miss some key details. Now, I've never been one that likes to go back and reread paragraphs and whatnot, and the same goes for me in watching films. I hate going back and rewatching for missed details. I like watching it as a first time go through and watching it as a smooth experience personally. So especially when I'm watching something subbed, if I missed it, I missed it. There's no going back, right? So if I missed what the person is saying, I'll have to try and make up what the context was or try to figure out what they were talking about as the scenes progress. Now, that also means though I am a slow reader, so I do kind of agree with what's on the dub side of things, right? It's not just out of convenience, but I actually understand the story a little better, right? As they said, they contextualize it, right? Not so much that it's acceptable for a US society, but it makes some of the tropes or some of the wording of things more understandable, right, to an audience of my nature. Because if I don't understand some of the customs that occur in Japan and whatnot, I'm not going to understand some of the jokes that they make, right? So sometimes some of the English dubs actually contextualize jokes so that we would understand it. So when they try to say something funny, it doesn't go over our head, right? And that's done, obviously, if it's done really well by their translators and portrayed really nicely from voice actors. Now, I will agree with that some points that, yes, sometimes the voice acting is quite bad, but I know vice versa is the same, that there are some Japanese animes where the Japanese dub just isn't that great. Now, it's very seldom, but I know it does happen, right? So, what am I really trying to say here? Which one do I prefer? Well, my honest opinion is it really doesn't matter to me at the end of the day how you watch anime, right? I mean, as long as you guys enjoy the anime that you're watching and you watching it in what you feel is best for you, that's all I care about at the end of the day. I'm not gonna pick a side of subbed or dubbed. I do both, actually. I watch my anime subbed and I watch it dubbed. Right? Because for me, I will watch ongoing anime subbed because that's the quickest one, right? Don't get me wrong, simulcasts are working to catch up and almost get same-day releases. Still not quite there, but so that means I'm going to have to watch my anime ongoing in subtitles, which I do, and I don't have a problem with it. But like I said, I know I'm missing out on some things. I'm not quite understanding some plot points. I will be confused as why did this plot point happen, or why did the characters do this or that. So I'll then, if we do get a dub, and a lot more animes are actually getting dubs nowadays. I'm actually extremely excited about this because, yay, we're getting dubs. And I think that helps so much in the anime world broaden the audience now, right? This is kind of out of context for this video, but for instance, I just came back from a convention, and this convention was packed of first-timers that had only started watching anime because of COVID, and a lot of them actually watched anime dubbed because they found it on Netflix, right? And Netflix will try to contextualize based off of your settings and preferences, so a lot of them watched it dubbed. And a lot of them may not have given anime a chance if they had not watched it dubbed. So, to me, at the end of the day, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's subbed or dubbed. As long as people get to experience these amazing anime stories, and that we both got to experience a phenomenal story, it really doesn't matter. Whether you want the authentic Japanese experience or you want something that you can understand. That's my honest opinion, and you guys feel free to disagree with me. But my point is, and with this channel, is to broaden people's horizon and help them experience animes they may not have given a chance, right? That's my intention. That's why I want to tell you guys what are the great things about these animes and why I encourage you to watch every single anime that I've reviewed on this channel and continue to review. I know you guys don't have all the time in the world, so you have to pick and choose, but I'm hoping you guys give some of these videos a chance. Getting back to the question at hand, which one do I prefer? Well, I can watch it either dubbed or subbed, but if there is a dub, I do prefer it. So let me know down in the comments below, which way do you guys watch it? Do you watch it sub? Do you watch it dub? And are you annoyed about the opposite argument? Can you just not stand people that watch sub or cannot stand people that watch a dub? And why? I kind of am curious about what your arguments are. Anyway guys, I think that wraps it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it wasn't too controversial for you. But anyway guys, I hope to see you guys all in the next video. Take care now. Though, I know this one is also kind of out there, but I think people like translated manga. But I know, oh, I can't read Japanese, which would kind of be the subtitled argument. But anyway, the point is though, I think the argument there though is that not every translation of manga is equal fan translations versus official translations. But that's not a topic I want to cover.